Good afternoon, guys. Welcome back into my channel. So in this lab, we're going to look at AWS S3 policy, bucket policy. So we could go here. Now what we could do is we can upload a photo, add files. We go on the where your file is at. Mine is on the S3 folder, and then I add this file. Let's scroll down and upload it. And I can close. Now there go the file. And if I click, now all I will need to do is just click here and go on policy. Now, by the way, let's just go ahead and say what is S3 policy. So an S3 bucket policy is an object that allows you to manage access to specify Amazon S3 storage resources. You can specify permission for each resource to allow or deny actions requested by a principal, a user, or role. So, see here. So there's a bunch of things that's being said here about policy. Now, let's have a look of, not too satisfied with this. See, okay. So bucket policy or user policy or to access policies option available for granting permission to your Amazon S3 resources. So both use JSON-based access policy language. So the topic in this section describes the key policy language element with emphasis of Amazon S3 specific details and provide example bucket and user policy. So we recommend, bang, bang, bang. Okay. So let's go ahead and start create our policy today. So basically we'll switch back to this. As we already click on permission. So for the first thing we have to do is to allow public access from the bucket settings. So let's see, we scroll down. So we go on bucket policy, right? Now hold up, we gotta do, so we gotta do edit, so block all public access. So we remove that and we will save. We got to confirm that. Now that's the first thing that we needed to do. Therefore, we edit this and we remove that, so it will allow public access. But again, this is something that you would disable only and only if you know you want to set a public bucket policy. So this is very dangerous action. So yes, because of course, if you set your real company data into a public into a public access real data of your company on an S3 bucket, and you make this public, you can have data leak. You could get your data as being compromised. So it can never be something good. So now, let's go and see what else. So we've done that. And scroll. On bucket policy, let's see on edit. Now, in the bucket policy, if you notice, so the first step is to scroll down into bucket policy like we do. So currently we have none. We want to create one policy. So we so that we can make our entire bucket be public. So the first thing you can do is to look at the policy example, which is here. So it takes you to the page. So with Amazon S3 bucket policies, you can ensure access to object into your bucket. So you can only, so that only user with the appropriate permission can access them. You can even prevent authenticated user without the appropriate permission from accessing your Amazon S3 resources. So, okay. So basically, this wildcard here, so to grant or deny permission to a set of objects, you could use the wildcard character here in the Amazon resources name and the other value. For example, you can control access group and object with a common prefix. So that's basically explanatory. So that's what it's saying here. When you copy, let me show you how to do that. So let's just go ahead and generate our policy today. So we're gonna select the S3 bucket policy. We're gonna allow, and on the principal, we will do, we're gonna, effect is to allow. On the principal, we're gonna do a star, which is an asterisk, and we will choose which action. The action to choose here. So on the S3 service to perform, and because we read the object on our bucket, so we want to perform the get object. See, get object, scroll down. So get object, just that. You don't need more than just get object. This one here. And down here on Amazon, an Amazon resource name, we could switch back here. We would copy this. We'll paste it here with the additional little thing that shows you here, which is a / and this asterisk, which means that anybody that's accessed this bucket would have access to it on the internet. So with the / and then with the asterisk, so let's have, so the so this is, so the reason why we do this, for this action to get object action right here and apply the object within your bucket, and therefore the object within this bucket with the / and the asterisk, it is to represent these objects. And we're gonna add statement. Let's go ahead and add. So see, as we did, all we got to do here now is to edit this. So let's say generate policy, and we will copy the whole, oh, sorry, let's copy this, and we will switch back over here. We will paste our code here. It's making sure that there's no space. And so this policy is what we copy into here. This is a public S3 policy. So that means that get objects are allowed from anyone. So let's save this change. And this is being saved. So now you can see under permission of review and access is now set to public, right? Down here. So we got a little warning that unless you want this to be really accessible from the internet, then don't do it. So individual block public access settings. You see. So publicly access public. So this basically all that, see, this public access, like I said, it says that this bucket can be accessed by anyone on the internet unless you require the public configuration for a specific verified use case. AWS recommend that you block all public access to your bucket. So this is for the lab purposes. I'm just showing you this just in case. If you were to have a document, you would want to make someone. Now, see, let me see something. What is public S3 public access policy used for? Public. What is S3 public access policy? So S3 block access policy useful. Say useful, okay. Now, S3 block public access provides control across an entire AWS account on an individual S3 bucket level to ensure that objects never accessed publicly. Can anyone access an S3 bucket? Well, not really, unless if you set that policy into public, then otherwise, some hacker may try to says blocking public access. Okay, so let's just back here. So basically, now if we remember on the previous lab, we copy this URL and we get this message access denied. So I'm pretty sure that now that we have set our permission into public access, if we were to see anyone public access, so if we were to refresh this page, we should be able to see the image that's within this bucket. Let's see. So there we go. So now that's basically all that we had to do in this lab. We can't access we can't get access into this bucket unless we set a public access policy to be able to access the to be able to access the data that we have into this bucket. So again, thank you for following along. Stay tuned for another lab configuration. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.